The sun blazed in a cloudless sky, its golden rays stretching endlessly over the horizon. The air was warm and inviting, filled with the gentle hum of summer. It was the kind of day that seemed to promise only happiness, where every moment felt suspended in sunlight and possibility. Down below, the beach was alive with color and energy. Bright umbrellas dotted the sand like confetti, and sunbathers lounged contentedly, soaking up the heat. The laughter of friends and families mingled with the rhythmic sound of waves rolling onto the shore, creating a symphony of summer joy. Children darted along the water's edge, chasing the retreating surf and squealing with delight as the cool water splashed their ankles. Others knelt in the sand, carefully sculpting castles and moats, their faces lit with concentration and pride. Overhead, seagulls swooped and called, their cries echoing across the shoreline, adding to the lively scene. Out at sea, small boats rocked gently on the sparkling blue water, their sails billowing in the breeze. Farther out, a massive cruise ship gleamed in the sunlight, a floating city on the horizon, promising adventure and escape to those aboard. Above it all, planes soared from the nearby airfield, their engines a familiar background hum. The lighthouse stood tall on the cliff, its white tower a steadfast guardian watching over the coast as aircraft traced lazy arcs across the sky. On the sand, a young boy stood transfixed, pointing skyward as a plane taxied on the runway. His eyes sparkled with wonder and curiosity, dreaming of distant places and the thrill of flight, his imagination soaring as high as the aircraft above. All around, families relaxed and friends gathered, sharing stories, snacks, and laughter. The afternoon unfolded in a gentle rhythm, each moment blending seamlessly into the next. It was a scene of perfect, ordinary happiness, where worries felt far away, and the world seemed safe and serene. Yet beneath the calm and beauty, no one could have guessed how quickly everything could change. In a single moment, the ordinary can become extraordinary, and the perfect day can take a turn no one ever expects. A deep, thunderous roar shattered the gentle rhythm of the beach, echoing across the sand and mingling with the sound of crashing waves. The wind picked up, swirling grains of sand into the air, as if nature itself was reacting to the sudden intrusion. People paused mid-step, their conversations fading, eyes searching for the source of the powerful sound that seemed to vibrate through the very ground beneath their feet. All eyes turned toward the distant airfield, where a massive airplane, larger than any most had ever seen, began its thunderous charge down the runway. The engines roared with a force that could be felt in the chest, and a sense of anticipation rippled through the crowd gathered to witness the spectacle. Some shielded their eyes from the sun, others pointed excitedly as the aircraft picked up speed, wheels thundering against the tarmac. Its polished silver fuselage caught the sunlight, reflecting dazzling flashes across the field. The wings, long and graceful, sliced through the air with precision, while the engines unleashed a symphony of raw power. The ground seemed to tremble as the plane surged forward, every detail of its design built for this moment of flight. With a final burst of energy, the plane lifted off, its nose rising confidently above the sand dunes. It climbed steadily, leaving the earth behind, soaring out over the sparkling sea. The coastline stretched below, a ribbon of gold and blue, as the aircraft ascended higher, its shadow shrinking on the sand. On the beach, children erupted in cheers, their laughter carried by the wind. They waved frantically at the giant overhead, their faces alight with wonder and dreams of distant places. For them, the plane was more than a machine. It was a symbol of adventure, of journeys yet to come, and the promise of the unknown. For a fleeting moment, the world seemed to pause in perfect harmony. Sunlight glinting off the waves, the endless blue sky above, and the mighty plane rising ever higher. The ordinary beach was transformed into a stage for something extraordinary, a memory that would linger long after the roar had faded. Inside the plane, passengers pressed their faces to the windows, gazing down at the breathtaking coastline below. Some snapped photos, others simply stared in awe, unaware that their journey was about to take an unexpected turn. For now, they were lost in the beauty of the world unfolding beneath them. The roaring giant climbed ever higher, its silhouette bold and unwavering against the vast sky. It seemed unstoppable, a marvel of human ingenuity and ambition, soaring confidently into the unknown, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of everyone watching from below. Suddenly, a violent bang shattered the peace. The serene sky was abruptly torn apart by a deafening explosion, sending shockwaves through the air. The airplane's fuselage bore the brunt of the impact, its metal skin crumpling under the force. Passengers inside were jolted from their seats, their faces masks of terror. Alarms blared in the cockpit, a cacophony of warning lights flashing urgently. The crew scrambled to assess the situation, their training kicking in amidst the chaos. An orange flash and a cloud of black smoke erupted behind the plane. The left engine was engulfed in flames, a fiery beacon against the blue sky. Panic swept the beach as everyone stared upward. Beachgoers, moments ago enjoying the sun, were now frozen in shock, their eyes glued to the unfolding disaster above. Flames licked from the left engine, trailing thick smoke. The once majestic aircraft was now a struggling, wounded bird, fighting to stay in the air. The plane began to tilt, its left wing dipping dangerously. The pilots fought to regain control, their hands steady but their hearts racing. The roar of the engines turned uneven and desperate. Each sputter and cough was a cry for help, a plea for survival. The Silver Bird was wounded, struggling to stay aloft. It wavered in the sky, a testament to human ingenuity and the fragility of life. On the beach, a hush of dread replaced laughter. The joyous sounds of summer were silenced, replaced by the ominous reality of the situation. The perfect day had turned to horror. What began as a day of relaxation and fun had transformed into a scene of panic and fear, forever etched in the memories of those who witnessed it. In the cockpit, alarms blared and red lights flashed. Captain Rostova and co-pilot Carter fought the controls, trying to save their crippled plane. The left engine was dead, the plane rolling hard to one side. Sweat and urgency filled the cockpit as they struggled to level out. Ben adjusted the remaining engine, searching for balance. The plane shuddered, refusing to respond. Altitude dropped fast. The sea loomed closer. Seconds remained to regain control, but the plane was falling. The plane spiraled downward, its left wing nearly vertical. On the beach and cruise ship, people watched in terror as the aircraft hurtled toward the water. The pilots, out of options, braced for impact. The left wing struck the cruise ship with a screech of metal. A massive explosion engulfed both plane and ship in fire and smoke. The shockwave rolled across the sea, shattering the summer day. In an instant, joy was replaced by tragedy.